I'm going to select a random fighter and spin an arrow. Whoever the arrow is pointing at is who that character will have to fight. Loser is eliminated and the winner takes over their space. The last fighter standing wins. I got this idea from Johnny Wonder and thought I'd try it out with the melee roster because the CPUs in this game can be pretty chaotic and stupid. Items off, home court advantage goes to the defender. Comment who you think is going to win before you watch and let's see if you're right. The first round is Yoshi attacking Peach, which means we're going to Mushroom Kingdom as Peach's home turf. They started off trading hits and the first stock kept it close. Peach eventually closed it out and taunted on Yoshi. Yoshi didn't like that and was out for blood, finishing her off and taunting right back. Peach bitch slapped Yoshi and died off the side, giving Yoshi a slight lead. The bullet bill came down and they both ran away to scrap. Peach taunts again after finishing her food. Yoshi didn't like that. Yoshi licks the top of the castle to anger Peach more. Yoshi narrowly dodges a move and comes in with an up smash. Peach is on last stock. She's got ground to make up for. And does, but at 49% she's got work to do. She gets a good combo and slaps Yoshi around before Yoshi comes in and lands another up smash to close it out. Yoshi now has control of Peach's space and Peach is now eliminated from the game. I wish Ness and Peach would have played each other so I could do this. But Ness is round 2, and he's going southeast, which is right into the eyes of Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff's home court is going to be Pokefloats because I think it makes sense. Ness starts off hot, almost getting an early kill, but just falls and dies. Twice. He gets his revenge and has some ground to make up. Even though he's down, he has control of the stage. He lands a huge neutral B and they both almost die off the top from Psyduck. Ness throws Puff out of the stage and went from 2 SDs to being up. Puff responds, but no dice. Second time's a charm though, and we're on last stock and never mind, Ness wins. Jigglypuff is eliminated, and Ness gets her spot. Now we're going to have Bowser, and I'm going to say that's down to the right, which is Kirby. The two bottom tiers going head to head. This should be a good one. We're headed to Dreamland for this F tier matchup. Kirby sucks Bowser and loses it instantly. He sucks him again, burning him and punching the shit out of him. It's almost like he's taunting him. Bowser, now almost at 200% and still living, takes the first stock with an up air and now Kirby hides away on the top. They're stuck in a loop. Literally. Never mind, Kirby has sucked Bowser dry. Kirby throws Bowser and finally dies at 280. The sucking continues. Bowser finishes him with a smash attack and takes a bigger lead. Bowser is sucked to the bone. Kirby launches both of them off stage, bringing him to last stock. There's nothing left for him to suck. Kirby is punching him, but Bowser is still alive at 160. Bowser SDs. Last stock situation once again. Bowser dodges and weaves, getting a down B, but it's not enough. But this one connects and Bowser is our reigning bottom tier. Now we got Mewtwo to the right, which is Game & Watch. A lot of back and forth happening at the beginning, but Game & Watch takes stock 1. With some help from the falling objects, Game & Watch gets another. But shortly after, they go against him. And shortly after, Mewtwo gets up smashed. This was a quick game and Mr. Game & Watch had control pretty much the whole time. Game & Watch on the attack this time to the left, which is now Ness because he took Jigglypuff's spot. Game & Watch destroys the drugstore and Ness didn't like that, taking the first stock. Ness is living at 150 but finally dies doing good percent. He extends his lead with an insane neutral B on the side. Ness kills again. Game & Watch destroys the drugstore again. Ness gets hit by a car. Game & Watch takes one trying to crawl back. They taunt each other. Ness finishes him off and gets a JV3. Ness now has control of all of Game & Watch's spaces and is building himself a lot of territory. Round 6 is going to be Fox and he's going to go straight up to Mario. One of them is going to get a chance to build to defend from Ness and his growing army. Mario starts off hot but fails in edge guard and SDs. He brings it back though quickly and seems to have the momentum until Fox lands an up smash. They stare at each other until Fox SDs. It's a pretty even game until Mario SDs, both at extremely high percents until Mario SDs. Fox wins. Next up we got the hero of time himself and he's going to the left against Marth. Two swordies battling it out for some real estate. And I just realized Marth doesn't have a stage in this game, so we're just going to go to Battlefield on this one. They exchange swings back and forth, fairly even percents until Link gets stuck under the stage and falls to his death. Marth gets a crazy reversal off an edge guard and spikes Link down. Link responds with a down air trying to bring this one back. They clash swords a few times and eventually Link finds an opening with the down air. Marth eventually finds the kill at 200%. They go back and forth building percents until Link gets a lucky break. It's going to take a miracle for him to pull this one off. And Marth SD'd. So Link gets away with this one and Marth chokes in the first round to be eliminated. Some more newcomers coming in with Pikachu going up to the right with Ice Climbers. I have a feeling this one won't end up well for Pikachu. Pikachu is bullying Nana, but it doesn't seem to matter. Ice Climbers don't do what they do best and die from the stage. Twice. Pikachu loses one stock from it as well, but he's still up one. The stage finally stops and Pikachu gets an up smash and taunts in their face. Time to jump more. Ice don't climbers. Pikachu wins. This board is getting pretty chaotic. My boy Pichu is now surrounded, and there's still a lot of real estate up for grabs. Also, there's no more pink characters left. For this round, we have Pikachu again, and he's going over to the right, which is now controlled by Ness. This is going to be an instant classic. They exchange blows back and forth. Ness gets hit by a car and dies. Pikachu continues to pound on him, living in high percent. Pikachu destroys the drugstore. Both above 100, Ness finishes him off and taunts. Pikachu taunts back and gets hit by a car. The drugstore goes down again. Pikachu gets hit by a car. Ness took the lead, but Pikachu evens the score. They take it to the streets where Pikachu gets hit by a car. And from there, Ness finishes him off with a home run swing and eliminates Pikachu, taking even more control of the board. For our next round, Ness is going up again, and this kid wants blood and power. He's going up to target the lone Luigi. Maybe he could be the first to take Ness down. Luigi starts off strong, giving it to Ness, who SDs. Continuing to pound on him and throws him off. Ness SDs and the underdog easily finishes his food with our first 4-stock. This is the part of the video where I explain a new rule. A character can only take as many spaces as they have, so because Luigi only has one space, he can only take one of Ness's spaces, but still putting in the work to take down the power-hungry child. Characters will also be taking control of the space closest to them. We're still yet to see much action from the right side, while the radical left continued to thirst for power and control. I don't know how he keeps getting away with this, but Ness is up again, and this time he wants Bowser. Another low-tier brawl is about to take place. Since Peach and Mario are both eliminated, we're gonna give the castle to Bowser. We start off with Ness beating the absolute piss out of him, getting him up over 100 before Bowser answers back. Ness gets the first stock, but Bowser answers back with an ass blaster. Ness punches Bowser's crotch to oblivion before throwing him out of this world. He goes on to whiff an up air and SDs. Ness launches him again with a full stock lead now. Bowser finds an up tilt, but is already at 65%. He rolls around before getting launched off stage for Ness to take the win and build his army even further. Thou shalt not sleep on the kid. Ness has taken full advantage of everyone being so quiet and taking up a quarter of the board already. Finally, some action on the right side, starting with Captain Falcon going to the right to his heavier transphobic clone that even the announcer is uncomfortable with. Ganondorf leaves the pit and brings Falcon over 100, landing a few up Bs in a row. With a huge stomp, Falcon is sent to Skyloft, but Falcon lands a Falcon Punch to even it out. Some jabs and throws later, they both side B, but Ganon's connects. Another up B sends Falcon flying, but he hangs on until he sits there while a Warlock Punch lets loose on his soul. But another Falcon Punch seals the deal, but he's still down a lot of percent, and an up B launches Falcon. They both go for a punch and both miss. Ganondorf SDs trying to up B into Falcons. Last stock situation, and we're going down to where all millennial children settled their beef. In the pit. Falcon is being bounced around at 160%. The walls save him again until they clash and Falcon falls down to his death. Ganon wins. No one is happy. Almost half of the roster is gone now. The right side is getting more active with Zelda, and I'm going to say that's straight up to Donkey Kong. Never mind, there's still a pink character left. I forgot to mention I'm using Slippy, so Zelda starts off as Sheik. Never mind. Sheik throws DK off and gets stuck under the platform. Twice. Down 2 stocks, he fares into falling into the water and dies again. He goes for another hit and leads the bunch into the depths of the unknown. Zelda wins. Samus is now surrounded and hasn't been given a chance to fight. My boy is finally getting a chance to prove himself, going northwest to Falco. Pichu starts off hot, almost getting an edge guard, before he finds an up smash and taunts on him. A simple up tilt would do the trick to even it up though. They jab more on the bottom left until Pichu gets bounced around. Both at high percents they trade and Pichu dies, but Nairus taunts in response. Tied up at 2, Pichu whiffs an edge guard which costs him to get comboed and Falco takes it. Pichu taunts in his face. Falco misses a recovery and we're on last stock. Pichu gets caught off stage and Falco punches the baby rat in the face before roundhouse kicking him to the skies. Pichu has been eliminated. The Spaceys are slowly taking over the left. Luigi is looking away in fear of the child, and Dr. Mario is here also. Next up we have Roy, finally, and he's going nowhere. Left, which is Link. Back to where beef gets settled. Link starts out swinging like a madman, bouncing Roy around. Roy at 180, Link gets an up tilt but no good, eventually finding the kill at 200. Link does a decent combo getting Roy back up to high percent. They're in the pit. Link gets back on stage and they bounce each other around. Roy just falls off in SDs. Link somehow living at 230. Roy finally finds a kill at 250 and taunts. Link jumps in with a raw dare to find Roy's third stock. Roy finally catches a break with a raw up smash. He's living at 140. But this is basically impossible and Link finishes the job soloing the Fire Emblem characters. So Roy waited all this time just to get dunked on for a few minutes. The Zelda characters officially own the right hand side, with Samus stuck in no man's land with a few characters looking to take over her spot. With 10 characters left, surely it'll be someone new. And it's Ganon. He's going to be going to the left to Zelda. They both have 2 spaces, so this is a raw elimination round. Back to Temple because I'm saving the other stage for young Link. Zelda crouches down to kick Ganon's shins for a while and Ganon curb stomps her ass shortly after. They go down to the pit but change their mind and Zelda changes to Sheik, then back to Zelda, where she proceeds to get curb stomped a second time. She finally finds a kill, but being down a whole stock isn't looking too good. She decides to swap to Sheik, but Ganon just raw up smashes and kills her. Zelda gets one more stock, but Ganon's just playing with his food at this point and he hits a side B to finish the job. Samus is the last remaining female character with 1 space left and is currently surrounded by an army of children, dinosaurs, racists, and a white guy in tights. Dr. Mario decides he finally wants in on the action and he's going right for Fox. This stayed in Doc's favor for pretty much the entire game and diagnosed Fox with death, only giving him a few minutes to live. Doc takes one of Fox's spaces, leaving him back at 1. Samus and young Link are now the last 2 characters to do absolutely nothing. Finally getting in on the action though is Samus, and she thinks going to the left to attack a child will be playing it safe. But this is no ordinary child. We're changing Ness's map this time because he has 2 and there's a UFO and Samus is in space, so that was my logic. Ness SDs. Samus finds another stock still living at 170, finally dying at 210. A UFO appears and they start to dance on it. A helicopter appears and attempt to save the child from the space bounty hunter, but she spikes him down hundreds of feet, splattering on the ground. Ness takes another stock before throwing himself down the skyscraper for the sweet release of death a second time. Samus wins in her debut match, taking a spot off the kid. The left is getting active again and Fox is making a last-ditch effort to gain some ground. He's going to the right to get Luigi and we may as well give him the castle now. Luigi started out strong and managed to counter Fox's up throw and get the first stock. Takes another stock while at high percent. Fox got one and taunted on him. Luigi didn't like that. The bullet bill came and they didn't know what to do. Fox throws himself into it for some reason. Luigi finishes the job, taking Fox out of the picture. The 2 sidekicks remain on the left and a doctor for some reason. Ganon sees this happening and decides it's time to act. The arrow points him nowhere. Then nowhere. Then I'm gonna say that's young Link. To the Great Bay we go for young Link's first match. Ganondorf flies under the stage and young Link flies off the stage, building up percent until Ganondorf decimates him again to the depths of the Great Bay. Young Link finally finds a kill and decides to drink some milk. Ganondorf interrupts him. He doesn't want the children to have strong bones, continuing to beat on the child until finding the kill at 165. The 21st round is going to be Link from the future and he's going to go straight up. We've went 7 years in the future and wants Ganon to know his beliefs belong in the past. Once again we find ourselves at the temple and they build up to high percent. Ganon sends Link flying, but it's not enough. He whiffs a few hits and Link finishes an edge guard. Ganon responds just walking up and forward smashing, taunting on his grave. They decide to go to the pit where they build to even higher percents. A raw forward smash from Ganon still won't do it. Eventually Link bounces around and flies off stage. We're back to the pit and Ganon absolutely decimates Link over 100. Ganon's still alive at 300 with the power of sexism, I guess, but Link eventually finds the kill. Link continues to get thrown around but is building good percent. He gets stomped a few times and gets called a girl for wearing tights and can't recover from that. This is still anyone's game as they leave the pit. Link finds a down air to even it out. Link stands there swinging like an idiot and Ganon raw warlock punches to finish him off and take over the entire right side of the board. No one is happy. Samus now decides to take it into her own hands as the last remaining female to try and stick it to the man. Once again, we're going to temple. Samus runs in rage, starting off strong, but a few hits later, we're basically even again. Ganon finishes her off and taunts on her. He's enjoying beating a woman a little too much. Then decides to take this fight to his man cave, but Samus finds a stock. Ganon feels safe in his basement and hides out in there before popping up with a fair, finding another kill. Samus does the same thing, but it doesn't kill. Ganon holds his leg up and Samus grabs him by the balls. Ganon didn't like that and launches her off stage. She finds another kill, but is down a full stock. This stock dragged out for a long time, but this wasn't looking like a comeback. Samus put in some work in the pit though and launched a rocket into Ganon's crotch before getting stomped and bounced up into the sky. Ganon wins again. He tweets about it. No one is happy. Continuing to get more active is Luigi, and he's going to go for the 2-time on Ness to try and bring himself into this game. We're taking it back to the streets and Luigi wants his drugs, and lets a car come by and run over a child into taking the first stock of the game. Ness eventually hits a crazy bear to take one, but traffic is heavy today and he's run over again. Down stocks and percent, Luigi continues the train of child abuse, throwing him off the roof of the drugstore, going into an alleyway to beat him up. They clash fire attacks and Ness keeps trying to fight back, but Luigi whips the kid off stage to end his life. Luigi takes over 2 of Ness's spaces and has built a small army off of bullying a child. Ness started this game off big, but he's been crumbling before our very eyes, down to 4 spaces. Next up is going to be Dr. Mario, and he's going to be going slightly down to the right. I'm going to say this is Luigi because the majority of his spaces are pointed there. Dr. Mario is going to try and send Luigi to rehab for all those drugs he just stole. We're going to what now has become Luigi's ketamine palace. They go back and forth for a while, both getting to high percent. Luigi lands a huge fair, but it's not enough. They both are beating each other until Luigi runs right into an up smash. He instantly responds and taunts the doctor. He combos him to high percent and Dr. Mario just kind of falls down. Dr. Mario whiffs an attack leading to a Luigi misfire, which sends them both off unable to recover. With Dr. Mario down a full stock, it was pretty obvious Luigi was going to close this one out, just whipping him off the castle. But made sure to steal his wallet that had his licenses in it so he can write himself a prescription for whatever he wants to continue to grow his drug empire. Doc is now eliminated. Down to our final 5, and it's going to be the kid trying to redeem himself. He's going down to the right and the only space that points at is Ganon, so I'm going to say it's him. This seems like a bad idea. Can the kid be the first to take down Ganon? We make our way down to the pit where Ness gets stomped on right on top of the head, breaking every bone in his body with one swing, eventually leaving him unable to recover. He uses his yo-yo to even up the score, and nods in approval of himself. Ganon smacks him in the face and curb stomps him, dancing on the grave of the child he has slain. Back into the pit where Ganon continues to abuse a child. Ganon whiffs a Warlock punch and almost SDs, both at high percents bouncing around the walls. He loads up another punch, but Ness loads up the bat and connects. To little effect though as Ganon boots him off stage again. Ganon is now living at 246. Ness unable to find another stock as Ganon just bullies the shit out of him. Still somehow at 300, but history repeats itself as he goes for a Warlock punch and Ness sends him out of the park. This would end up being a pointless effort as Ganon would go on to boot Ness into the sky and take over all of his spaces. Ness, after leading the game for the longest amount of time, is now eliminated. We are now down to our final four: a dinosaur, a transphobic man, a child-abusing drug lord, and a bird. In true Ganon fashion, he set himself on the full offensive and ready to attack or defend from anyone on the board. Falco and Yoshi have both made it this far with barely any action, and that streak continues as Luigi is up again. His direction is going to be straight down, and this is going to have to be Ganon as the majority of his spaces are pointing in that direction. This could be the one to decide the entire game. The battle of the two evils begins, and for the millionth time it's a temple game because everyone has been aiming at Ganon. Luigi gets a good combo in, getting them both to the right side. Ganon recovers, but Luigi lands a misfire to get himself a stock lead, but Ganon brings it right back with the side B, launching Luigi straight up. Luigi air dodges a grab. He rolls from the side B. He's doing everything he can to survive. We're back to even as Luigi launches Ganon with a nair, but he lives and comes down to stomp on Luigi. He evens it back up almost instantly, getting bounced around in the tunnel for a while before they go back up and Ganon lands a smash attack to finish Luigi's third stock. Luigi techs a stomp into nair, keeping himself alive. He stands in between Ganon's gaping legs, getting a good whiff before punching his balls. He eventually finds the kill in its last stock, but Ganon instantly comes down with a dare to send the drug lord flying into the air, probably landing in Ibiza, but there's no more pills for him to take. Luigi has been eliminated. Ganon now controls the field and only Yoshi and Falco with 2 spaces each stand in his way. Well, it's guaranteed going to be Ganon, but let's just see who's on the offense, and it's Ganon. Okay, which one is he going to try to eliminate first? Up to the right, which is Yoshi. Finally, a different stage. Over to Yoshi's Island, where Yoshi lands one good kick, but eventually goes off stage using his jump to get an up air and SDs. Ganon up B's him a few times in a row and stomps on him to finish stock 2. Ganon punches him in the nose, and Yoshi falls to his death. Yoshi gets a stock and is very happy about it. His joy doesn't last long as Ganon makes the dinosaurs go extinct with an up B. So it's finally come down to this. The bird was content with his one space he got earlier from devouring a newborn mouse, but now it's time for him to make his last stand. Like the video if you want to see Falco pull it off. We're gonna roll to see who gets home court advantage. It landed on Falco, which means he's on offense, so we're once again going back to Temple. And just for fun, let's spin the arrow. It landed pointed away. Let's spin again, down to the right. He really doesn't want to fight the Ganon army, but he has no choice, so let's get into it. Ganon takes an early percent lead. Falco brings it back. Ganon goes down to the pit and flashes his balls, and Falco's having none of it. Both at high percents, the first to find a kill was Falco with a falling up air. Falco does a little combo. He's living at 170. Never mind. Ganon grabs the high ground but meets him down at the bottom to be dramatic. Falco lands a forward smash, but it's not enough, but that one was. Falco gains the high ground to be dramatic. Falco combos the absolute shit out of him and gets a kill. Ganon shows his balls again. Falco would eventually go on to finish out a 2-stock with an up smash. A comeback might be starting here. He now has 4 spaces and needs to go on a crazy run. The wheel lands on Ganon this time, so Falco gets home court. We spin the wheel for fun. We start the game. Ganon flashes his balls. Falco combos him and gets him off stage. Ganon recovers, but Falco finds a forward smash. Falco builds some percent with some punches. Ganon stomps on him and gets the kill. Falco responds with a forward smash. Ganon gets a good combo in to build some percent. Falco then whiffs a forward smash while Ganon loads a Warlock punch and it connects. Even in stocks now, Falco goes for a simple up tilt to finish the kill. Some time later, Ganon is up over 100% and still down a stock. The bird don't miss this time and lands a forward smash to interrupt the Warlock punch and steal another game. The comeback is still alive. Falco now has 8 spaces. Home court is going back to Falco. Arrow spin for the fans. Lock it in. They exchange blows for several seconds. Even at 74, Ganon lands a stomp sending Falco off stage. Misses an edge guard, but Ganon finds the first stock. Falco roundhouse kicks Ganon's balls to even the stocks. They're exchanging blows at high percent. Ganon recovers off stage and finds an up B to kill. Falco finds another F smash to even it back up, but still down in percent. Falco gets a good combo going, but Ganon interrupts it with a stomp to find the kill. Falco's looking for a crazy comeback for the fans. He F smashes, but it won't go. He F smashes again and it will go. Ganon was about to finish him, but Falco nairs to keep himself alive. At the edge of the stage now, the next hit could win. Ganon turns around and raw up Bs and it connects. Falco dies. The comeback has been interrupted. Subscribe if you want to see this done again in a different format. I'm thinking of doing a doubles one, so comment who you want to see team up. I'm gonna let the announcer close this one out because even he isn't pleased with the results of this.
Ganondorf.